Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Phoenix Club.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Phoenix Pod.
The Phoenix Pod. Yeah, I didn't really.
It was a good effort, sir. It was a good effort.
I thought, well, I'd made mention in the last episode that I was sort of looking to keep the Phoenix Pod opener for Phoenix Nights episodes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Given the subject matter that the episode is centered around, I mean, I don't know. Do you want me to go again, Coxy? Sort of
the way I thought of it, when you described it on because I've never seen these episodes before, and I said basically this was a Phoenix Nights pilot. So crack on, I say.
Okay. It's the Neptune Club. Turn right into paradise.
Love it.
Seal of approval, sir. Seal of approval.
I do my best.
Yes, so we are back once again with another episode of That Peter Kay Thing, but this time we're looking at episode 1, which is In the Club.
Hey, it's like the prequel to Phoenix. Well, it wouldn't be the prequel because it was actually this came out before Phoenix Nights, so it's like. Well, for me, it would be like a prequel. So, first time I've seen it. But yeah, it's the story of Brian Potter and what he did before Phoenix Nights, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the story of the Neptune Club.
So, of course, the voice you can hear, he is a man who is half a man.
Got there. I think we got it right.
We didn't. It's out of sync. You did it after me. He's a man who is stupid, allegedly sexy, and he's called Flinders.
And he's wearing nothing at all.
He's wearing nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Look, it feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. I'm currently, at this moment in time, wearing the Blackpool Football Club away kit, which they say order a size larger. I didn't. I got a large, and it's rather tight. Thing is, though, when they look all right on football players, these skin-tight shirts, but when you're slightly portly like I am, it let's just say it accentuates your assets. You know, it's quite clingy, but it's good in the summer because it's got like air holes in it. It's fucking great, keeps me cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I look like the Michelin Man, so. Yeah.
Oh dear.
That's all I can think of now.
And the other voice you can hear, he's apparently the stowaway.
Yeah,
He is the stowaway.
Is that a thing?
It is a thing, because you not hear the backstory on this, sir.
I probably did. I just can't remember it because I listened to your latest episode of RAD the other day, and I'm like, the stowaway.
Well, to be brutally honest with you, we and you were absolutely wankered when he became the stowaway. So you might not remember this.
That explains it, yeah.
Yeah, because it happened on my wedding day. Because he turned up. Because I believe Alan told him to turn up to the wedding. Now, I had to cut numbers down because we only had a certain amount, and some people, unfortunately, because I had that much family coming in, certain people had to leave off the list, and like Lewis was like first name on the reserves sort of list, and luckily for him, he would have been needed, but he didn't know that at the time.
No, I didn't.
And neither did anyone else, including Mr. Morrison, and he told him to turn up. Now, if he had turned up, and everyone else has turned up who's supposed to have done, we would have been one man over and be like, right, what do we do here? So I could imagine us like all sort of like having the ceremony, going ahead, and Lewis is sat in the bar getting pissed.
Yeah, that'd been ideal.
But yeah, he turned up and he was like, I remember saying to myself, like, well, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here this until this evening. It was like, oh, right, okay. So, yeah.
I'm thinking of renaming myself the dyslexic stowaway because, you know.
But yeah, Yeah, he turned up when he weren't supposed to be. Well, we kind of snuck him in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he became a lady for the first half of the day.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he was a lady.
I am a lady. I mean, I had to tuck like bits and pieces in, but I like to think about it.
So yeah, that answers the question. Here's of course a stowaway. It's Lewis Ogden.
Hello there.
How's Val doing?
We're doing fine.
Hey, in sync.
Yeah. Got it down to a T now. We've done it long enough.
So, of course, that Peter Kay thing covers various different people in Bolton, mostly played by Peter Kay. The pilot episode, we were looking at the service station. And for episode 1, we're looking at the Neptune Club run by Brian Potter.
Yeah. Very, very similar get up to the Phoenix Club, in a way, especially outside of it anyway.
I'm pretty certain it's exactly the same building.
Oh, pretty sure myself. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it is, like, considering he filmed there like a year or so later.
Yeah,
6 months later or something, like. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, the first scene we get, obviously after the black screen where it says, the Peter Kay thing, and it's like the club, we see a Volvo car turn up.
Yeah,
a blue Volvo.
A blue Volvo that gets slightly modified in Phoenix Nights, but at this moment in time, it's in its own unmodified state.
Yeah, all that was missing was when it was driving into the parking lot, was it to be blaring, "Get back, you bastards! I'll break your legs."
Yeah.
Well, instead we get Vienna by Ultravox.
Yeah.
Which I had to go back and watch about 3 times because I thought it was a part where, like, even though like Max had the window up, I thought there was like a bit where they dubbed it over like Max is singing it. But I don't know if that's just how the song is. Like,
it's like how the song is, but it would be, you'd imagine that's how, if Peter Kay was singing it, that was how it would sound.
Mm-hmm.
It is the actual song, I believe.
And it's banging. Banging.
It's a banging song.
Turn it down, son. It's banging. Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Oh, God.
So, yes, they pull up near the front door as you see the sign above saying Neptune.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is not Phoenix.
Well, we see Max and Paddy step out and they walk in as we hear the voiceover of a woman, along with Peter Kay's wife in the background, discussing feminine hygiene products over the committee consisting of Brian, Les, Kenny Sr. and others.
Yeah.
She asks her any questions and Les simply asks off topic, "Yeah, where have you parked your van?"
No, see, I was thinking about this as he was saying it. Obviously, you have the title screen after this point. And as the title screen's going, I'm thinking throughout this whole title screen, it's like, how is that related to tampon bins? I'm trying to piece it in my head. It's like, the ladies' van, tampon bin. Tampon bin, ladies, the parked up van.
It's one of them, it'll be like either a shower thought, so like you'll be like a shower epiphany, or you'll be lying in bed about 3 a.m, just about to go to sleep, and you go, "I've got it!"
Yeah.
And then you just go, like, "Oh, it's not that funny, actually." And go back to sleep.
That's exactly how it'll be. It'll just be sat there in the back of your brain, just eating away. And next thing you know, it's like, you're fucking not even that good.
I don't know why, but that's giving me flashbacks to like a Royal Family episode where Dave leaves his van outside the chemist, goes back home to the flat, leaves it out there, wakes up the next morning, sees his van's missing and calls the police, and then they find it 10 minutes later and they nearly do him for wasting police time.
Maybe that's where it came from, because if it's like an early episode of Royal Family, because the guy who plays Dave in Royal Family, what's it called? Is it
Cash?
Dave Cash, is it?
Craig. I think it's
Craig Cash.
Craig Cash, yeah.
Yeah, he's on the commentary for this episode. Strangely, there's him Peter Kay and paddy-mcguinness doing the commentary.
All right.
Okay.
See, this is why you need the actual copies of the disc.
Bit weird.
Yes, Paul.
Yes, you need to go to Music Magpie and get them.
So we have a voiceover by Andrew Sachs discussing dwindling numbers. Younger generations look for different entertainment elsewhere. As we see Brian overseeing the committee meeting with a hand mic, debating entertainment for the children's Christmas party. What about Nobby Alcock? No way.
Oh God, talking about balloons.
Well, hear me out. I know he's blue, but he does smashing sideline punch and Judy for kids.
You'll see why that is funny much later on.
Well, as he follows up with, we're not having him back after last Easter. He's filthy. He's fucking foul-mouthed. And then Brian's like, hey, can you curb the language, please? He's got a picture of wife in wallet. That's got to do with anything.
But then they bring up another act, don't they?
Yeah, it jumps to Brian in the office, and it's like, Brian has worked hard to turn the club around despite opposition from the members. And he's like, well, they were 70k in debt when I jumped on. Goes like full fucking Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
With a staff shake up, we don't like that. New seating plan. He's like, what do you want a seating plan for? He's like, come into 90s, I said. And so he jumps on that, and then they go back into the meeting. He's like, we've got Den Perry's recommending the Windy Dick.
Den Perry.
Oh. This is obviously without the grudge.
Sowing seeds.
Yeah, but he doesn't like there's a grudge or anything at this point. So it's sort of like...
Yeah,
Just
true.
seems that way.
But it's when he's got like the papers, and he's like, I photostated his bio. And then he's like reading out. He's been filling all these shows, but then he goes, for over a decade now. From gay parry, self-taught acrobatics and balloon sculpture. And then he says, like, misses the other half off. He's like, I didn't get much more. I'd marry and unplug the facts so she could Hoover. But Brian's like, oh, we should have sorted this in October. And Kenny Senior going full race is like, oh, I reckon the frog's the winner. Kids likes balloons. Plus, if he's new, it'll be cheap.
Yeah. Then he mentioned something about the exchange rate.
Brian says like, oh, I'll get Marion to check the current exchange rates. And he's like, right, all in favour of Windy Dick? Right. Windy Dick it is. Meeting closed.
Yeah.
Just to cut across, guys. I think I've got an explanation to why Craig Cash is part of the audio
team. Yeah.
part of the commentary team. Apparently, he's an uncredited script editor for that Peter Kay thing.
All
right. Oh, interesting.
More you know.
Yeah, so that's probably the explanation why he's part of the commentary.
Interesting. That's never mentioned though, to be fair.
No.
Like, listening to it, they don't say like why. They don't sort of say, "Oh yeah, this is Craig Cash." Like, why are you here? Sort of thing. It's like Peter's just like, "Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's starting. It's me and Paddy pulling in." So, yeah, if we cut back to Brian, who's in his office. Tuesday night's dead. 50-50 dancing. And the cameraman's, what's 50-50 dancing? I don't know. I'll tell you. Dancers are not drinkers.
No.
Dancers are not drinkers. But then, no, they haven't closed the meeting yet, because, yeah, they're back at the meeting, and it's Brian's like, Kenny, can you get the Christmas decks out of the loft? That'd be appreciated. And Kenny Senior's like, I thought we were getting new ones. But then Brian mentioned something about his lad Wayne and the wall that I can't exactly make out.
No, I missed that bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the copy I was watching or if it's just the way he says it.
It's literally just the way he says it, because I watched the DVD version and he just says it that quick. It's like but it's really like almost like heavy accent as well, so you can barely understand what he says. All the quote was, "Yeah, lad Wayne in the wall." I was like, what?
You'd have thought we'd have Alpha Chance being in the same region, but there you go.
So then Brian's back in his office discussing Star Night?
Talent track.
Talent track
Even. I put Star Night for some daft reason.
Yeah, it was Talent Track 99.
Oh no, it's just in Starlight. He's like, yeah, we're packed with 80% women. He's like, if you're single,
Oh,
you're in. You're in.
You're in, yeah.
Making 22,000, 2,600, 2,700 on the bar. He's like, that's how I like it.
Yeah.
And then we have another voiceover for as find out the host of the final talent track, and it's like, compare Jerry Dignan, aka Jerry Sinclair.
Hey.
Here he is. We find out he's a talent track winner from 1992.
Complete with boiler suit and his Adidas bag.
Filthy fucking boiler suit.
Yeah, true.
Give that a wipe down, won't you? Oh, okay.
Michelle Coffee, half of Coffee and Cream, is shown. She's found out Cream won't be performing.
Michelle Coffee.
As Jerry's in shot, she's a bit upset. I'll put it right. I'll sort her out.
He goes to comfort her. You all right, love? She goes, piss
off.
But, we cut backstage at Park Avenue as we see a woman ironing and the guy complaining he's going to stink on stage. We come to find out they are called Mark Park and Cheryl Avenue, and together they are Park Avenue. Mark Park is, of course, played by Peter Kay, complete with fake massive nose.
Yeah, I noticed that. He looked like the freaking penguin.
I had in my notes that he'd gone all Matt Damon in Ocean's 13 with the nose job that he, or the fake nose that he had on.
Or Matt Damon.
Damon.
I was thinking more Triple H, but okay.
Oh God, yes, actually. Now you put it that way.
Get a look at this schnurrer.
He could have passed as a late 90s Triple H with a bicycle pump shoved up his backside, couldn't he?
True, yeah. So, what was it? Brian's. We hear a voiceover saying, as the club is hosting talent track tonight, Brian Potter has decided to bring in a couple of local doormen, as Max and Paddy are shown.
Yes, yes, my two favourite characters on the whole show.
That's what we normally do. No. It's usually rough clubs. Oh, aye.
Well, they started tonight. This tonight, it's a piece of piss, this place. We're on the air tonight because you're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're normally like the rough clubs, like, oh yeah, proper rough places. So we're back in the club as Les Alanos' drum kit is shown, as it's revealed they're performing the backing music tonight for talent track.
Now, was it just me, or was this a different actor playing Alan?
Apparently, it was a different actor, but the replacement Alan does appear later on, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. It comes in with his wife Debbie, doesn't he?
Yes.
Okay, and he's also called Alan. So maybe it's just...
Yeah, I didn't notice that, you know.
Yeah.
There are a few tweaks. We don't even have like a young Kenny at this point. So.
Nope,
well, he does say in the commentary. Peter Kay mentions is like because he mentioned like he based Brian Potter off like a real person. He's like the Brian Potter, the real Brian Potter. He's like, I'm not going to give you his real name, but he's like he can walk, and he looks nothing like him, but I stole the voice off him. And he's like, I was in a post office about a couple of weeks ago, and he said he walked in. The real Brian Potter walks in. He said, I'm just stood there sorting something. He said he literally just walks up the counter and goes, "Can I have 2 first class stamps, love?"
Oh, you'd be in stitches, wouldn't you? You'd be punching the floor laughing, honestly. You would be on your knees punching the floor.
So, yeah, as Les tells us the meaning behind the name. So Les, Alan, us, Les Alanos. It's not real Spanish. It's us.
They think it's Spanish, but yeah, it's us.
Les continues trying to talk about the band as he breaks out in a cough. He grabs a fag as Alan searches for a lighter. He goes, "Excuse me a minute. They hush puppies." As he looks down, referring to Alan's brown shoes.
Why are you wearing the brown shoes? It's like, is this black one's getting lifted or something?
He said,
Resolve,
he said, they've been healed.
Healed, that's it.
And he's like, first of all, any backing balance. He's all black now. Get him off.
Tonight of all nights.
Which one? He's like, I'm sat behind the organ. No one will see me. He's like, I'll see him. It's like, what's that matter? You're playing drums. The receipt pot of wheeling past. Which I might be doing right now.
Well,
I'm not really for listeners at home. Don't worry.
I don't stand up.
So, of course, Potter's wheeling past and overhears. You wearing brown shoes, Alan? No. You know the rules. Get them off.
So don't forget to pass Ironside.
Told you get pissed all past Ironside.
That's the one.
I heard that, Les. So then we're back outside with Max and Paddy. They're demonstrating a headlock. Well, Paddy's demonstrating a headlock on Max.
Yeah.
And
the 7-Eleven.
Max demonstrates what they call the 7-Eleven. So he gets Paddy in a chokehold. He's like, after 7 seconds, should be unconscious. After 11 seconds, should be brain dead. With any luck.
And while all this is going on, there's just sort of like OAPs just like walking through the door.
Yeah.
Background.
Yeah, there's women entering behind him, but then as Max says, we don't use that much. Not here anyway. Not with pensioners. Not tonight.
Then Paddy shows the cameraman a wrist lock sort of thing, doesn't he?
Right before he does the wrist lock, he just sort of like Max had Paddy in the 7-Eleven like choke, and he literally just sort of like falls down as if he's like passing out and that. And he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're all right."
Well, it's Paddy mentioned something like, "Oh, I'll show him the snake."
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
Come here, give us your hand cut. And he just twists his hand, and the cameraman goes over. You just hear Max. I didn't notice it on the first viewing.
He goes,
Max
"Shit, you all right?"
Shit, is you all right?
Yeah.
So we see that the pot of the top of Potter's head as he wheeling behind the bar with an empty glass.
Yeah.
Goes to pour himself a whiskey, doesn't quite get it, and just pour himself a double and necks it.
Should make mention that it's a normal spirit glass, not the
yes, it's not the
that we used to.
Not the vase, no, because the vase gets introduced in episode 1, doesn't it, of Phoenix Nights? Because he tries it again in Phoenix Nights with a normal shot, like a normal spirit glass, and he can't reach. So he goes to the vase. That's why that's how the vase gets introduced.
King Rafferty.
So Les has to hold up rehearsals while Alan goes and changes his shoes. We get like a solo interview. We say, "All right, lad, he's still a bit wet behind the ears. What can you say?" But then as we find out, he's a good musician, but he's not touching his dad, Frank. He was a proper whiz on the keyboard. Can make any sound he wanted. Planes, helicopters, the lot. And then, so what happened to him? I got the old TB bug. Tuberculosis. No, tribute band, silly bastard.
And then we find out which one the tribute band is.
It's the guitar man from Right Said Frank.
Yeah. You travel by sailboat. Yeah, it's him. That's Alan's dad. But here's the thing: on Phoenix Nights, how did you not recognise him?
Well,
I was going to mention this, because it seems like it's something they've either forgotten about, or they've gone, "Oh, well, that was the other Alan." Maybe that's how they've thrown it in, but it's you said, "Well, nah, Right Said Frank." Shave his head completely bald, everything. So follows up with, "Ain't right, is it? 3 middle-aged men running around singing Deeply Dippy at their age." But then, for some reason, he's got a screwdriver in his hand. He's like, "You heard this?" Pew!
Pew! Yeah.
30 quid on a car boot sale, that. It's not a noise I can't make on this setup now.
Wouldn't have got that on fucking Windike Farm. It would have been broken.
Nah.
Jesus Christ.
So Then we see we've got almost like sort of hidden view of Brian on the phone in his office.
Yeah, it's sort of like a voyeurish type of view.
I was trying to think of the word for it when I was writing my notes for this, but I couldn't think of it.
Mm.
And as we hear, £6, Ed. It's the kids' Christmas party, man. We never had that with Bird Eye Keith, and we had quiche.
Yeah.
But then he starts mentioning pasties. He's like, "Well, I've got 63. It might be 64." Dave's daughter snaps out the coma, and he goes quiet. Then he say, "Yes, since Halloween." Oh dear. So then, there's quite a almost like a subtle joke in here. Is how much for pasties? They've trebled in price. What's in venison?
Yeah.
And he says, "I know it's dear. It's bloody extortionate." But then, do you do damaged?
Yeah, yes, for like five dozen damaged.
Frozen hold. Do you do frozen? Whack him out on the snooker tables overnight. That'll get him going. Oh dear. So then we're backstage at Park Avenue, still getting ready. As Mark is telling Cheryl, "What's the motto I've always told you?" And she's like, "I don't know." "Come on, what's the motto?" "Well, I don't know, Mark. If you can't be the song, then let the song be." Then Mark sort of solo, like, "Yes, I do push Cheryl quite hard. She's a hard worker, though, grafter. She's always been. She's my bridge over troubled water." Gone all posh twats.
Being all the posh twat while wearing a Bolton Wanderers shirt.
But then he finishes it all with, "And she drives the van."
Yeah.
So then they start going on something about, "You've got to feel the rhythm and let the sexiness come out." He's like, "You know how to be sexy. I know you can be sexy. So just do it." And then she says something like, "You pass me them pants." He just looks at her and says, "You putting on weight?"
Oh, dear.
Back solo with Mark Park. He's like, "Yeah, we didn't get to the final last year. Just did the heats. Did West End tunes. It was her idea." And he starts going about different tunes, and he's like, "So at Miss Saigon," he's like, "They wouldn't know who Miss Saigon was. She's saying pasty and peas." And we came second to a plate spinner.
So it's the next bit. I was on our arse. Well, who wouldn't be? Playing bass in rollerblades or roller skates.
Oh, I forgot that bit. Yeah. So Jerry's in the mirror sorting his hair. And he's, "Oh, you met him upstairs yet? Dr. Strangelove? Phantom of the Optics." It's like, is he on about Potter there, or?
I'd imagine so. It's like, yeah, he's probably talking about the captain of the ship.
I'm pretty sure there's been someone during the Phoenix Nights, when we were reviewing Phoenix Nights. I seem to remember one of the staff there referring to Brian as Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah.
Pretty certain.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, well, I'm almost certain that it's going to be him that they're referencing.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, more than likely, yeah. So we find out Jerry came from a musical background. He says, "My father played the bugle in Boys Brigade." And my mum's sister played the organ at the Apollo. It's a bingo hall now. It's still there, actually. So it's sowing them seeds again.
Yeah.
But it's when I was 16, I fell into bricks.
Oh God! You cut him in half. You're Viagra him right through me.
The Max and Paddy are outside, not taking the job at all seriously. Couple approach. "Even Alan, you all right?" "Yeah." "How's your mum? She all right?" "Well, yeah, but a radiator's need bleeding." He says, "I'll give you a ring in week," he's dragged inside by his missus. And then Paddy waits for him to go and says, I had her the other night, Deborah. Oh, Deborah, Alan's wife. Where? At a snooker room over at table. to which Max asks, which one? Green one.
Green one.
So then, we head back inside. We've got Jerry walking past a load of full tables with the VO saying, talent track is already a success. As Jerry is looking quite bedazzled, saying, look around you. This is not Caesar's Palace. This is my Las Vegas.
So a reference to the final episode of Series 1 again. It's one of the things that sort of like there's like little nods and like little lines that pop up again in Phoenix Nights that I did appreciate quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit of continuality, whatever that word is.
Continuity.
There you go. I can't speak English.
So the band starts. Jerry climbs on stage and does a good little intro as we briefly see Brian tinkering with Christmas lights. Jerry bursts into so excited as we briefly see some of the contestants, including a ventriloquist act backstage. As Jerry introduces the judge from Chorley FM, Mr. Paul Leroy.
Leroy. Here he goes. Leroy. Not Leroy. Leroy.
Standing up. Leroy. And just sits down.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't see much from this guy, really. Just one on throwaway bit, isn't there, really?
Camera shots here, but nothing too much.
No.
So then Paddy's outside with Max saying, will you have a look at this? As he's lifting his jacket. And Max got his back. Oh, put it away, man. Put it away.
Is it weeping? Weeping? It's crying.
What have you done to it? Well, I've been putting toothpaste on it. It's got fluoride in it. Max says, you tried yogurt?
Oh, fucking hell, yes.
And Paddy says, the first thing I tried, I got bits of fruit stuck behind my foreskin for a month.
Not
so it meant natural yogurt, not fucking Mother Light.
Oh, dear.
Oh, God.
So then we end up going through some of the acts on stage, like really brief sort of clips. We see Billy Bedlam.
Yeah. It's like a montage, isn't it? It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, pretty well. Yeah, it is a montage. Yeah, but it's from what I understand, these are all like legit acts,
right?
Which I'm surprised almost weren't featured in Phoenix Nights.
Well, yeah, it would have made sense
for the end credit scenes.
Yes.
I was going to try and describe some of these, but it seems difficult because I don't even know how to describe half of them. There's like Billy Bedlam looks a bit like Oliver Hardy.
Yes.
I'm not even sure what his act is.
No, it's can't really describe it, to be honest with you. It's sort of like it's like in, you know, like you sort of like these sheeshes that you can sort of like smoke.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the extended pole of that, because it sort of like looks like a extension bit that you normally get out of a Hoover, and there's like a trumpet thing, or you know, sort of like on the end of it.
Yeah.
He's swirling it round.
Yeah. Whilst
yeah.
Playing at the same time.
It's some weird version of it's like a weird trumpet, if you combine a trumpet with a hose pipe.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
We then next see Terence Mustu, who is a ventriloquist, singing, I got married to the widow next door. She's been married. Points to the dummy, and we say, true! Simon's before. Then we get Shelley Lozano, who's a fire eater. And then lastly, Marie Perigo, who's a singer.
Yeah,
I believe from the commentary, Peter was like, I saw her singing live somewhere then. And said, oh, do you want to be in my show? So she agreed to go on.
Yeah,
so.
She's got a proper pub singer vibe, hasn't she?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, if you remember watching Shooting Stars, Vic Reeves would do like a round where you'd have to try and guess what he was singing, but he'd do it in the style of a pub singer. And he'd literally be like, and You'd have to guess it from that. For some reason, that's what it reminded me of.
Oh dear. So Brian, you can still hear Marie singing as we see Brian in his office still sorting lights as he's discussing Christmas.
Oh God.
Never been a fan of Christmas. It'll be 4 years since the accident.
Oh God, yes.
The guy off camera is like, so what happened? Like, and as Brian's like giving this impassioned description of this accident that cost him the use of his legs.
I've got it word for word here to a degree.
Yeah, don't forget they do the dramatic zoom up
right
to his face.
Yeah. That's what I was going in for.
Oh, sorry, man.
Yeah. Just sort of like as he's giving this dramatic, heartfelt description of the night he had his accident. There's like this dramatic zoom in.
Yeah.
It's just like going on whilst he's sort of like giving this impassioned description.
So yeah, it'll be 4 years since the accident. I was managing the Aquarius Club. I had a very ropey first year, trying to keep our heads above water in a water full of sharks. Christmas bash, 15 quid a ticket. Sell out. Pipes burst. Water everywhere. People running around getting electrocuted.
It was like something out of the Poseidon Adventure.
I was terrified, me. I had to swim to the safe, the night's takings. That's when I saw it coming towards me. Fruit machine, pin me up against serving hatch. Then everything went black. All I remember was this bright, warm, pulsating glow drawing me towards it. Marion said it was fruit machine, but I got my own beliefs. I was in a coma till New Year. When I woke up, I lost my club, lost my legs, lost my will to live. And the guy's like, "You're all right." And he's like, "Does me good to talk about it." Is he got like a bit massive? I assume it's like a massive glass of whiskey. Just sort of does me good to talk about it, and just takes like a really small sip. But then, as he follows up with, "I live in hope."
Lives in hope because he can't come back.
Oh no, it's I live in hope. It's people like Jim McDonald that keep me going.
Was it around about this time at Coronation Street that Jim McDonald got sent down?
I'm not too sure, but I remember he had an accident, didn't he? Years prior.
Yes, that's it.
So if you're unaware, essentially Jim McDonald was a character on Coronation Street, and he had an argument with his son on a building site, fell off some scaffold and ended up in a wheelchair.
That's it.
Eventually, after a few years, he actually I think he left Coronation Street at one point and came back, and it miraculously you walk again.
Yep.
So
yes, fuck knows how he did that. Writing.
Well. So can still hear Marie singing as Coffee is backstage upset with Smith makeup, and the cameraman's like, "You still going on?" And he said, "Yeah, I have to." Followed by, "She's welcome to him." The slag. It's like, oh, tensions.
I think she's just sort of like, I've worked far too hard to piss this away.
It's just, you can just feel that build up to the punchline, can't you? The big punchline that's coming.
Well, as she comes on stage and sings the opening line, "Don't Go Breaking My Heart," and stands there awkwardly as the music plays. There's no one there to sing the next line. She starts struggling, and the audience look confused, like, "What the fuck are we watching?"
And you just hear her go, "Try."
But then we're back with Max and Paddy. They're discussing something, and all I made out from it was, "Listen, he'll offer me a package." As Max says, stay away. I once had a 12 gauge and they were Russian mafia up my arse. I was supposed to get paid $1,000 in the hand. I got paid in used rubles.
Yeah, they're talking about the dodgy dealings that they've had, and then I think Paddy's trying to say, "Look, I've been offered something massive." sort of
Which
thing.
again, is it foresight for season 2 maybe, or a pre-idea?
Probably a bit of an idea going forward, I'd reckon.
Michelle Coffey is now singing All By Myself.
By myself. I don't want to be all by myself.
It's just a voice breaks. It's horrific but hilarious.
We see Paul Leroy just sort of watching, looking bored as he just sort of, and then just quickly makes a note. Jerry comes on as they go to an interval for the show, and we see Brian and Joe in the office. I thought that dwarf were good. What dwarf? The one that's on Flying Me to the Moon. That were me, were it? And bangs his CCTV monitor.
Oh god, there's a proper dodgy joke in this as well. If you noticed, a really dodgy one. If I don't know if I want to repeat it.
It's a disclaimer. You're only really sort of like reporting on what's been said in the program.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'll say it, but just for the record, this is what they literally say on the program. I'm not actually saying it, but they talk about acts in the past and about being political correctness, and they talk about minstrel shows.
Oh yes, I've got the bit
blackfacing.
Well, because they're talking about, they go, crikey, Tommy Tanner, do you remember him? And then Brian's like, oh, I gave him this slogan, never heard from him again, the bastard, or something. And then he holds up another picture with two blurred faces, and even Peter's like, don't know why that's blurred. And then Jerry's like, don't tell me, Tippett twins. But then Brian's, they weren't twins, they were lesbians before they were popular. But follows up with, well, they used to do comedy minstrel acts. They used to black up and go on stage. Couldn't do that now.
String you up.
PC gone mad.
Yeah, basically, he said you couldn't do that now. Was it they'll hang you from a tree or something? I was like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, Jerry's like, yeah, I couldn't do that now. Oh, PC, and then Brian's just like, yeah, hang you from a tree. But then Brian finds another picture. Hey, up, bend over and film me cracking. Jerry said,
what now?
But Brian goes, they hate each other in real life. The cameraman's like, have you ever discovered any celebrities? And, yeah. Bob Carroll G's, Spit the Dog, Crankies, Tom O'Connor. First time he got 35 quid, did very well. He went to come back and asked for 45. I said, so we'll give you 40, but we'll let you win the raffle. And it's, that's how they used to do it, Dale. I said, yeah, that's how they used to do it. And they said, next up, name that tune, didn't want to know us. But then it's with Huey Green, and then Brian says, won't give a door a bang at that man. But then, as Jerry chimes in with, he had VD, didn't he? And like, yeah, 95 and clapometer every week. Hey! And back from the interval, last up tonight is Park Avenue. As Jerry's introducing them, as we found out Mark is a greengrocer and Cheryl is a systems analyst from Kirkham.
Ooh, close to home. Somewhat.
But as they come out, Mark is I'm guessing is some sort of purple velour suit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's what she was eyeing.
Well, for some reason I was watching this, so all I could think of was a line from Zach Brannigan from Futurama was, feel that velour. As they sing Let Us Entertain You without Les Alanos. Mark is playing a bass, which doesn't appear to have any sort of plugins or leads.
No.
Yeah, it's just twanging it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing coming out of it.
You can hear some bass, though.
Yeah, it's not from him.
His nose is also especially visible.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like Concorde flew through his face, essentially.
So then Paul Leroy and his wife are shown watching. As again, sort of Leroy's looking a bit bored. His wife just leans over. Stop looking at her tits.
Yeah.
As he mutters, I'm not. I can tell. You're looking. Now stop looking at her tits. So then they take us back to the 1980s with a song from one of Mark's favourite films called Mannequin. Hey, what's happened to Cheryl?
She's just there, like doing all like the mannequin sort of like posing, sort of like with the hands, one hand down, one hand up, sort of leaning over from side to side.
So they perform "Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now" by Starship, then burst into a song at the point, and then they finish. This is Brian sorting lights, asking, "How can you judge something like this?" But what's quite funny here is Apron, which they go straight off, and then Jerry comes straight on with like a gold envelope, going, "Well, we got the results."
Not boo for this time.
Fucking hell, that was quick. So he goes to speak, but he's cut off by Brian on a tannoy. Reminds him from the Christmas party on the 19th.
Not many tickets left, but you can see Jerry or the bar staff for tickets.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Sexy Brian Potter, everyone, give him a hand.
Well, it's the fact, even like he says, include a big present for the man himself, Santa Claus. Jerry has the envelope, and as he's been told by the judge panel, it was apparently very difficult. But even as he's opening it, he's like, "And the winners are." Brought
to you by Charlie FM.
Brought to you by Charlie FM. The winners are Park Avenue.
Hey.
Which is also the same botch that the Cheeky Girls made at the television awards a few years ago.
Oh God! So the winners are then said the sponsor.
No, it was they were doing. It was like a best presenter or something, or best show, and it was like there was choices. There was options for like everyone was single, and they got to Anton Deck. And as they opened the envelope, they just went, "And the winners are," and everyone just went, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
It's like they know they're about to announce Anton Deck because they said the winners are rather than the winner is.
Oh.
So.
I see. It's quite subtle, actually.
Yeah.
So Les Alanos play "We Are the Champions." Max and Paddy are stood outside eating takeaway. Have you heard that shit in there? Talent night. Ignore it.
Talent shite, more like.
Yeah, talent shite.
Max goes, "Supposed to be talent night, that. Talent night." That's when Paddy's like, "Talent shite."
Yeah. Paddyism, that, innit?
I cannot wait to get to Road to Nowhere. I really cannot wait.
I know. Like I said, they're my two favourite characters.
To be fair, if anything, I'm waiting for the next week's episode, and also the third episode, which is the next one's Eyes Down, which is in the bingo hall, and then the third one's the Ice Cream Man, because I like pulling up my favourite that Peter Kay thing episodes.
Right. Okay.
So there's some cracking stuff in them.
See, we've not seen these, so this should be fun.
So. Jerry's doing for the usual of, thank you very much for coming, everyone. It's been great to have you here. Jerry's in his office. Brian's in his office even, sorry, come on. Every bloody week he does this. Come on, hurry up, man. But goes to do that.
Botches the intro to his closing song, doesn't he?
Yeah, he starts singing first, and then it's like the backing night group sort of catch him up. Or rather, he's too early.
Yeah. which gives Brian the onus of like, bloody does this every freaking week.
It's like burying his compare.
Yeah.
But it's the line he starts with, which quickly cuts away, is "Every loser wins."
Yeah.
So as the credits roll, we see Brian being carried downstairs by Les Alanos.
He makes it. He's literally being carried down as if he's sort of like a woman in sort of like stirrups.
Yeah.
Being examined, and literally he's going to Les Alanos. He's like, "Watch me walls! I've just got him stained."
But there's the VO as well. I think like he's saying something like, "With talent, tantric night over. Brian leaves the club a happy man." Hurry up! Come on! I've got a darts match.
Yeah.
He apparently runs over Leslie's foot and he's, you having a laugh? So then we see next week in the club and it's the Christmas party.
Oh, God.
Santa Potter enters some cheers and booze.
Yeah.
Dressed as Santa.
As we then cut to Windy Dick. As we see what I can only describe as probably about 100 kids all sat there on the floor.
All screaming.
Watching a man seemingly dance with what I can only describe as like a long sausage balloon on his dick.
And it's just blowing around everywhere.
But as he's doing a sort of little 2-step shuffle thing, isn't he, sort of thing?
Yeah.
In like bloody red bloody wellies or cowboy boots or something.
Yeah.
But there is this. They do say in the commentary, there's like, oh, if you go into deleted scenes, there's a version of this where he's got his arse out.
God.
I think it was. I think it might have been this bit because is this not something similar like the first series of Phoenix Nights somewhere?
Not that.
Maybe
The act that does sort of like Nelly the elephant with the elephant like thing on,
Yeah,
props meant to be.
that's the one because it's. There was one of the commentaries I listened to where it was either that guy or this one, and they're saying about he turned over and went to he didn't have like the long coat on, like he's got like a trench coat on, hasn't he? When he did, and they said when he did it without the coat on, they said when we filmed it like he's covered at the front, so they don't actually see anything sort of thing, thank God. But he turned around, he had like a thong on. So he turned around, he bent over to pick his coat up and literally just showed his ass to all these kids. And apparently all the parents were there, like, because of course the parents have got to be there to supervise the kids because they're under 18 and with filming rights and that. They apparently all sort of kicked, they weren't happy and all sort of kicked off. It's like, that man's just shown his ass to our kids.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus.
So yeah, we see Windy Dick putting on his performances. Brian still sat there, Santa sort of giving the sort of typical Potter of like, there is a horse in my cabaret suite.
Yeah.
Jerry's
he just looks like he's sort of like shocked and horrified at the same time. Like stunned, horrified in a way. It's the only way I can describe it, and everyone else is like covering their face, like, oh, for fuck's sake, sort of thing.
As we see, the club is on fire due to Brian's economising the fairy lights, proving to be a disaster.
Which we forgot to mention before, by the way. There was foreboding of that because when he was messing with the lights in the office, they were sparking at the last time he was doing it.
Yeah,
there was sparks coming off.
That.
Yeah, there was sparks coming off.
Yeah. I noticed.
You just saw he was fiddling it, and all you heard was like electrical spark in the background and a little flash of light. And you saw Potter just look up like, oh, okay, and then just carried on what he was doing.
Yeah.
But what also, if you notice as well, at the end of this sequence where you see the fire's taking hold, you see Brian Potter get up and stand up out of his wheelchair. Then realise, oh shit, I'm disabled, and sits down.
All that's missing is just sort of like him going, that's my club, that.
Well, it's because I remember watching this and I'm like, I think I saw this after I'd seen Phoenix Nights, but I knew it was made before Phoenix Nights, so it's like, right, so Brian can walk but chooses not to.
It explains why he always says I'll have you know I'm disabled. But you've noticed. But it also rings true. It brings in the disability investigation halfway through season 1.
Yeah.
So it sort of nicely ties that up.
That's a good point, to be fair, because when I'm sort of referring back to the commentary, he does say when it cuts to this bit and everyone's like, "Oh, wait for the big reveal." There's like Paddy and Craig and that, and he's going, "Oh." He's like, yeah, I didn't want Brian to get out of the chair. He's like, I think he should have stayed in the chair. But even because you don't see Brian wheel over to the table at first when they're having the meeting. He's like, oh, this actually caught quite a bit of flack for seeing him like, all right, meeting over, and then he wheels away. apparently, because no one had seen Brian Potter before.
Yeah.
It was like, oh shit, he's disabled. Like, so.
But yeah, it kind of ties a few loose ends, or not loose ends, but it kind of links in with a few storylines that happen in season 1, which is nice. Like, obviously, like, you know, you got the, like I say, the standing up, and they're like, oh, he's actually disabled. So maybe someone dobbed him in who saw him at the Neptune.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a possibility.
He just did a very good act.
Yeah.
But then again, well, why would he piss in a bottle?
Laziness.
Yeah, all right, fair play.
And to be fair, it does the disability thing you sort of answered in season 2 of the Phoenix Nights. To be fair, on one episode, so we'll cover that when we get to it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
So yes, that was episode 1 of that Peter Kay thing. Technically, since last week was the pilot, and it's a whole thing. But yeah, so keeping track going, that was episode 1 of that Peter Kay thing. Technically, episode 2 for us, but you know.
Yeah.
So boys, what did you think of In the Club?
Loved it. It's like the foundation for Phoenix Nights. This one episode alone. I think if you're a fan of Phoenix Nights and you've watched it to death, like I have, and you haven't seen the Peter Kay thing, I think you owe it to yourself to at least just watch episode 1.
Yeah.
You owe it to yourself just to get a little bit of context for some of the stuff that happens in Phoenix Nights. Or, to be brutally honest with you, it's more Phoenix Nights.
Yeah.
It's more. It's an extra 24 minutes of Phoenix Nights. What's not to love?
It's a Phoenix Nights prequel.
Yes, exactly that.
And for me, it was a very, very enjoyable episode. And as I say, if this is the sign of things to come with that Peter Kay thing, I think we're going to enjoy the series quite a lot.
Absolutely, 100% agreed.
Well, to be fair, it still baffles me how both of you haven't seen this stuff like 21 years later.
Accessibility. I mean, if you think about it, Phoenix Nights was the thing that got Peter Kay noticed. Yeah. I mean, Peter Kay, the Peter Kay thing existed. It was there. It did its thing. But it wasn't like it wasn't mainstream successful, if that makes sense.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I can't think of a band that had like released an album and it was okay, but then they brought a second album out and it exploded. It's that same sort of thing. It's like, that's the reason I think it wasn't massive. There wasn't a big deal made out of it. Like the Peter Kay thing was a new project, so you had no previous really.
Yeah.
You got on Channel 4. It came out. It had it had good reviews. It had some feedback, which could have then been used to hype Phoenix Nights, which is why then all of a sudden people say, hang on a minute, this guy's supposed to be good. He's done the Peter Kay thing. By that point, there probably wasn't any replays or any like reruns of that Peter Kay thing at that point. Phoenix Nights then comes out, and everyone's like, oh, well, hang on, he was good on. I've heard he was good on that. Maybe he's good on this, and you'll get a bigger audience of Phoenix Nights, and you're like, oh god, it is really good. That hype then explodes and more people watch it, and that's how I got to watching season 2 of Phoenix Nights and work from there. Which is probably why I've not watched the Peter Kay thing, because it's like, well, Phoenix Nights was the beginning, wasn't it? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because not many people really, unless you're not a diehard, but if you're a relatively big fan of Peter Kay, not many people might have thought, well, Peter Kay thing's a thing.
Yeah.
They might not even know it existed because it wasn't hyped.
Yeah. Whereas I think Phoenix Nights sort of got that notoriety just through like repeated viewings on Channel 4.
Yes, there is that.
Whereas I don't think that Peter Kay thing was as replayed as Phoenix Nights probably was.
I think the reason being is because the Peter Kay thing isn't an ongoing thing, so it's not like something you can follow. Yeah. So you could actually, in a way, you could put these out on their own. Like you could put like episode 1 up, then you could the next week, you could put episode 4 up. And this, or you could even just space them out. If you're like, oh shit, we've had to put something else on. Peter Kay thing, any episode, it doesn't matter which one.
Mm-hmm.
For people, some people need a series of episodes to get invested.
Yeah.
And it's an ongoing story or the same characters and things like that.
Whereas these are just sort of like standalone ones.
Yeah, exactly.
There's sort of like a side plot in this episode that links into the final episode, I think, Coxy?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
But bar that, I think these are just sort of like all standalone settings, I should say, because I can't really call them stories, really.
Yeah, they're all very much standalone. They do, like with this one, where this Jerry Dignan's like, my auntie played the organ at the Apollo, and it's like, oh yeah, it's bingo hall now, it's still there, sort of thing. They sort of sow the seeds for future episodes later on. Like you'll see there's like a bit in episode 3, you'll see it sort of hints at episode 5, sort of thing. Like,
so they sort of loosely tie in, but it's not like
very loosely, but it's sometimes it's one of them. It'll probably take you a couple of viewings or a couple of to sort of like, oh yeah, that was in that, and he does that in this one, and so on. Not the same characters, but there's hints like that line. So it's a case you do have to be quite eagle-eyed. Yeah. But on the first viewing, you might miss it, but then you go back and watch it again, you're like, oh yeah, right.
Yeah. This is the beauty of 3 of us watching the same thing, because we might pick something up that other people might miss.
Yes.
Like, for example, the sparking electricity that me and Lewis spotted.
Yeah.
So, and there's things that you see that we miss as well. So, in this format, we can kind of hopefully cover as much as we can.
Yeah, so... I was going to say, like, for me, for that Peter Kay thing, I only remember it from, like, 2004-ish, because I think I got got it from a paper, or I got the DVD. My mate lent me a DVD in college, it was one of them you got from the newspaper, and it was like a DVD of like a single episode, and it had the Ice Cream Man Cometh, which is episode 3 on it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, if you like Peter Kay, you'll like this. So I watched it, and I was like, this is fucking brilliant. Yeah. So I ended up buying it on DVD, and it's like, cause I don't ever recall seeing these on TV, so...
No, I didn't. They never, as far as I'm aware, they didn't get repeated.
No.
Because Phoenix Nights was that big, they just thought, fuck it, we'll just put Phoenix Nights on because it's going to draw a bigger audience. Which is why I think, like I say, this is why I think the Peter Kay thing got buried, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just because of the success of Phoenix Nights, which is why a lot of people who like Peter Kay may have not seen this.
Yeah. Such as us two.
Yeah. Exactly that.
Well, next time on the Phoenix Pod,
we're
going to venture over to the Apollo Bingo Hall in Bolton.
Bolton. Remember, it's
he says with
Bolton.
quotation fingers. So eyes down as we follow a day in the life of the customers and employees, including Patrick O'Neill, his friend Yvonne and Sparky, and the arrogant bingo caller Tom Dale, the owner Ron Hibbert, and the various pensioners who inhabit the club.
Oh, wonderful.
Bolton, more like Bolton.
Bolton, yeah. FY bullshit.
So, anything to add, boys, or?
Just to say that I am looking forward to this next episode because this is my first experience of the Peter Kay. Well, talking about the Peter Kay thing, I'm looking forward to doing the same again.
Yep, same.
Beautiful. Well, I think it's time for some plugs and upcoming events.
Absolutely. Go on, Lewis. You go first.
Yeah, the only really thing I have to plug ties into one of Coxy's projects. The combined forces, like the bigger powers combining, yeah. Yeah, it's the Lost Art of WrestleBox. It's just basically the lockdown reviews that we've been doing during the COVID-19 pandemic. About it'll be 2 episodes deep by the time this comes out. But one third episode dropping early next week. Did you say?
Yeah, Monday.
This coming Monday. So if you just follow the Lost Art of Wrestling Facebook page, Twitter page, and also just follow on the relevant podcasting feeds. You'll have a third episode, as well as the two that we've done so far. And just more shows that we're going to be doing that are in the pipeline.
Absolutely,
What's the episode you're covering this time? Well, what's the show even, not paper you're covering this time around?
It's going to be the first independently run UK show by New Japan Pro Wrestling. So it's New Japan Royal Quest.
Quirky little show.
Oh, it's a cracking little show. Live New Japan. It's rough. Dog rough.
Oh dear. Paul?
Yep, you can find me on the UK RAD Live podcast. We are on the
episode.
I'm going to where we have just recently dropped our latest episode, Release the Ferrets. It's a good 2-hour listen. Get just a bit of belly laughing, really.
Release the
good combo.
It's a very good episode to be fair, because I have listened to it.
Yeah, it was a scream from start to finish. Let's be honest, including the stuff we had to cut out because it was, yeah. But you can find it on all the good podcast catchers out there, such as Apple Music, Stitcher, iTunes. The same fucking thing I've just realised. Spreaker, Spotify. Yeah. Tip. Get it on Spotify. You can get it on your Xbox as well while you're playing games. There you go. Pro tip. Or PlayStation for that matter. But yeah, you can find us on Twitter at UKRAD Podcast. You can find us there on Facebook. That's pretty much it, really. But you can also find my alter ego Steve on Twitter as Steve AOTGTMP, where I play as my alter ego Steve the Betrayer, who's basically a complete arse to one of our friends here, Bunkle. But you can find him also on a podcast called the Gunpowder Treason No Plot podcast, and you can find him on Twitter at Treason No.
Cool.
Yep, that's it.
And of course, you can find the Phoenix Pod. We haven't got a Facebook page or Twitter, but you can find us through Lost Art Podcasting, or on Twitter at Lost Art Podcast, and also on Instagram at Lost Art Podcasting. You can find our wrestling podcast, Lost Art Wrestling, on at LAW Podcast on Twitter, and of course, Lost Art Wrestling on Facebook. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Stitcher, Spotify, Podchaser. You can even find me on Podchaser. You can follow me.
Hey!
Leave a review.
Ooh.
So yeah, I think that's about it. So cool.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Well, for the Phoenix Pod, I've been AXC.
I've been stupid and sexy. Stupid sexy Flinders.
And I've been stowing away, and I just have to be really quiet because I have to get back down to the docks. Get back down to the docks.
Stow away.
Bloody get me caught, you bastard!
I'm shipping up to Southport. We need to finish now, boys. We can't do next. What did we do last week, Lewis?
Can't remember.
I know what we can do. Seeing as it's the last scene of this episode, we can go. So he doesn't say anything, but we go. I'll have you know I'm disabled. Maybe not.
In hell.
He stands up out of his wheelchair.
And we're off all good podcasting sites.
Cut that out.
Yeah.
Get him off. Get him off.
Nothing. Yeah. Nothing offensive. Nothing blue.
No, just race. Get him off. Get him off. Get that
I don't know.
Off.
What can we do? What can we can't. This is hard. This is the problem of having different episodes having different themes and different characters and no continuous storyline.
That's the problem we get out of our Phoenix Knights. Our Phoenix Knights, routine, I should say.
I'll tell you what. Since we're going to a bingo hall next week, we can finish on eyes down for Full House.
Yes.
Bingo!
Bingo!